show you the easy way. There's a fancy way, I don't do it.
Easy way.
Yeah, so take this board right here, put it right on your belly button. Like this. Bring it around the back. Alright. Now, you got the two tails right here. Put right over left. Bring the right finger. Right. Yeah, so this one here, the one that's going over, bring it under. Right. Alright, now take left over right. There you go. Now bring this one right here.
That's it?
That's it. Like I said, there's fancier ways to do this.
Legs straight.
Yeah, perfect.
Bear crawl.
I'll show you how to do a hip escape real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead and lay down here and get on your back. So kind of just watch me for a second. So I'm always got my hands up, all right? I don't want somebody to push my face with their arm, so that's what my hands are. Got you, all right? Now, when I go to hip escape, I want to get all the way on my side. I'm sleeping in bed, right? I'm sleeping like this, with my hands up here. I'm going to use my feet to pick up my butt. Okay. And I'm going to scoop my hips out. Got you. Go back to the other side. Bring this in. Same thing. So try to do a couple of those in a way. So make sure you're all the way on your side. Pick your butt up. Scoop yourself out. Like that.
Nope.
So do it towards me and I'll show you. Turn towards you. So you imagine I'm trying to lay on this. Yeah. I want this arm around. I want to walk my arm. Bottom leg. Pull into what's called your pull bar. So it's like this.
So straight. Don't go straight.
Okay, sweet. Alright?
Yep.
And then the rest of it, I'll show you break falls when we get there. Go ahead and do front rolls. Is there a way I should come up? This part underneath the It's alright. I get it. We all were there. I had to watch YouTube videos on first time on golf balls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back rolls. So another rule that we have. If you're
Remember, break fall down.
doesn't even have to be.
Look over your shoulder.
Watch your space, guys, before you roll.
Yeah. Behind you.
Just tap it. Yeah. More safe. Whenever you tap, make sure you tap it first. Sometimes you have to
Don't go back over your ankles. No. Squat.
If you're under, if you're in like the bottom side, I told somebody to squish it.
Just in general, don't ever go back. Blow up, right?
Yeah.
Another thing is if someone else is,
Whenever we break off,
if someone's like this, we don't ever take our partners okay?
smack them. You ever watch wrestling, WWE or anything? Right, so you know how they make that big loud noise? They do that for a reason. One, to make it sound good, but two, because it absorbs the blow out of your back. And so like, if you ever fall.
Oh,
Yeah, because we actually had a guy a few months ago, like fall, he kicked himself, broke that, right? So you don't do that. Because these mats, I mean, they're not super soft, but they're not hard. Yeah, right. Don't be afraid to just fall. You know how to fall, right?
that's what they do.
Yeah. So if you watch, like your chin, guys, your head's bouncing back. Good. See how his head is still.
Yeah, don't.
Alright, jump right into it. Everybody start playing on me. Got a new student here tonight, Glenn. Alright. Be sure to say hi and introduce yourself later on. Alright? So, now the skates. First, whenever you get mounted, right? Don't start tweaking out. Alright? If somebody gets a good tight mount position, there's no like the only other worst position in my opinion is flat. But a lot of people get there to the back because the bottom person's tweaking. Right? You start scrambling, start doing this, all that. Just get in here, get your arms in, just like in side control, right? We don't want our arms flailing out. We bench pressing anybody like this, we start protecting our neck, keeping our arms close to our center line. Right? So we get here, Ryan goes back and out. We're just going to catch our breath. Right? Ryan may start fishing for stuff. Protecting. You just start to catch your breath because you probably tried to defend getting put in this position. So just think about how you want to stay. Right? First of all, like I was saying, protect the neck and protect your arms. Right? These are the only things you can attack on there. These two arms, my neck. So I just keep my hands in like this, right? Now, whenever I'm ready to go, this way, right, I'm going to start snaking an arm down here. Right? If it's a really big guy, maybe you have to bump like that to get your arm down here. Right? So now, I like to do, anybody watch Power Rangers as a kid? Everybody? You know how when we said it's morphin' time, they put their hands together? That's what I like to think about. I call this the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game because that's what I like to think about in my 5-year-old self. So come back down. So I got my Mighty Morphin Power Ranger hands right here on the hips. Right? Now what I want to do, if I have my hands on his right hip to my left, I want to look left. Right? The reason being is I want to bridge this way. Right? I want to push with my elbow. Now look what happened with Ryan. Ryan's posted all his weight on this knee. This leg is really light, kind of, right? But also look at all this space I have right here. Whereas whenever he was on top of me in the mount, all that space was gone, right? He's put all his weight down through his hips. Right here, there's no space. Now I've created space by bridging and making him put his weight on his knee right here, right? Now what I'm going to do is I need to do my hip escape. Keep your frame here, across the waist, right? That way I have something to push against to keep my frame. That way if Ryan starts trying to push back into me, right, I've got this frame. I'm not pushing with my arms and using muscle. I'm using bone support right here. So as Ryan starts pushing against me, I want to hip escape. I'm going to grab a collar with my top hand, grab a sleeve with my bottom hand. Now look, take this bottom foot right here, slide it, bring it out, slide it across the waist, pull it down to keep this posture. Right? This is the preferred way to get out. I have his posture broke down, now I can start attacking from my arm. Okay? If they sit up, that's fine, you're not being mounted anymore. But I like to drill the preferred position again. Alright, so come back. So again, oh, another step, detail I forgot. So come back down. If he's got a good grapevine in with his legs, right, like this, I don't want my legs to come out here. Because if I bridge, I'm not getting much height on that bridge, right? So what you need to do here first, straighten your legs out, try to put them both together, then slide your feet as close to your butt as you can, right? He may get that grapevine back in, but now with my bridge, right, I can almost dump him over the top. So I'm getting a bigger bridge because my feet are closer to my butt, right? And now I'm going to slide this down if I have to. I'm going to bump, get this right here, right? This may take a series of bridges, right? So you may have to go bridge, bridge, right? Sometimes one works, sometimes it takes 4 or 5 bridges to do this thing, okay? Once I'm here and I have escaped my hips out, right? Using my hip escape, grab this collar, grab this sleeve. Now he can try to start pushing back into me now. I've got bone support. Close up my collar. Right? Keep this right here. Keep his posture there. So one more time. Alright, close them out. Again, focus on keeping your arms in. Do not bench press. You will get Tommy John circle. Alright? So, it's got a grapevine in. I'm going to straighten my legs out. Flat, bring my heels to my butt. Right here. I'm going to do a little bump. Get this across the hip, across the waist. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Big bridge. Make him post all that weight on that knee. Hip escape. Grab the collar, grab the sleeve. Pull back into your guard. Keep your posture. All right? Any questions? All right, partner up.
Go back and forth with it, all right? 1, 2, 3. Remember, you don't want to get cross-legged. Good. Guys, remember, as you're escaping, right? If you give up that cross face mid-escape, you're just going to get up back on your back. Right? So make sure to frame against that cross face or the potential cross face. Okay? Keep going.
So this is what we're doing.
So whenever he bridges, that's the way it works. Here, here. Don't fall, don't fly away. So what you want to do? Alright guys, time. Try opening here. One thing I forgot to mention. Alright, so let's start right here. Alright, say I've already bridged. Alright, I'm keeping this hand here for this frame as I'm hip escaping the first one. Alright, once my hips are out, that's when I can change my grip. Alright, one detail I forgot to tell you. It's just natural. If you ever like drove a clutch and you know, you keep pushing that clutch in, you don't know why you're doing it, even if you're driving automatic. It's probably a horrible, you know, metaphor of what I'm using. I don't know. 606 right here. So I put what I'm saying is, I want to put my foot here, right? That gives me an extra frame, right? So when Ryan starts pushing against me, he's pushing against arms and his foot. And as he's pushing against me, I pull the rug out from under me, right? That gives me time to get this bottom leg out. Whereas if I'm just here, and I'm pushing against, he can drop his hips, collapse my legs again, pass my guard, whatever. But if I put this here, and he starts to get squirrely, right? Down right here. I can even get on a flying arm bar. Yeah, he's that bottom. Any questions over that? Downstairs? So, right here. So I bridged, and I'm here, right? So now I'm going to hit. When I switch my grip, once my hips are out, and this leg can get free.
So when you switch your hands?
Right here. 'Cause I got a few seconds. If he starts pushing against me with this,
That's it.
right? Come on here. Give myself an extra frame. Because your legs are stronger. Right? You know, I tell you not to bench press with your arms, right? But we can do like a leg press, right? This is a lot stronger. You can't do anything with this leg press. Right? So now, look how much freedom this foot, bottom foot has. All the way around. Let him fall into my guard with his posture. Right? Any other questions about that one? Alright. Move on to this. So, we've gone through that. I'm going to say I bridge when I get up on my side, but he pushes back in. Get his knees back in here, but I'm on my side. Right? So what I need to do is I need to take this frame that I have against his hips and turn, flop him over here. So I'm going to take this frame that I have here on his hips, I'm going to move it down to his knee. Right? Now look, I've got a little bit of mobility. I'm still not the best spot, but at least I have mobility with this top leg. And what I'm going to do with this top leg is I'm going to squeeze up this foot right here and triangle my hip. Right? Now, we call this a hip choke. Right? I'm sitting on my right hip right now. I'm going to shovel my hip to where I'm on my left hip. Right? So I'm going to shovel to right here. Now I'm going to change my frame back over to this left hip. See that? You watch this a little bit more? Here, I've got this leg triangle. My frame's against the knee because I don't want him getting high with this right here. So take my back. Alright? So I want to keep this stuck. Okay, so if I'm trying to take my back right now, I'm just going to turn over this thing. Alright? See how little details support. Alright? So, again, trap his left. Got his foot. Try to pull his foot out right now. But you got to think this is one hook for the back kick too. This is a timing thing. Right? That's why this frame is important. I'm going to shove on my hip. Get over to the other side. I need my frame back. Right? So once I have this here, I can put my knee back into this right here. Maybe if it just stops right here, you're not being mounted anymore. And that's okay. We're playing a knee shield half guard. But if you want to keep going to the full guard, I'm going to get this sleeve and the collar again. Hip escape. And back to my foot. Key is you're not being mounted. So if it stops at knee shield, it's better than that. I love the knee shield. On purpose. Alright? So again. Here and here. Bridge. You take it back up. I'm going to frame this frame down here to the knee. Track this foot, triangle my legs. Alright? See what I'm saying? My top foot is under my bottom knee. Makes sense? This here, shovel my hips. Get this knee back in as a frame. If Ryan starts pushing against my knee shield, he's just going to be like, wow, that really hurts. It's my hip. I don't like it. You know? And I'm just going to spin around in circles. So if I want to go all the way to full guard, framed against his sleeve, I grab the sleeve and collar, stiff arm, right? Right on stiff arm, right here, right? Just go across this thing with my own fist. I don't want it. Right? Stiff arm, hip escape. Look at that. Down quickly. Here, here, bridge. He pushes back. into my frame, stop the knee, grab the foot, shovel my hip. If I can, knee shoot. I don't want to stop there. Grab the sleeve, or grab the collar, grab right down the sleeve, or grab claw. Don't just grab arm. According to Gee, you can pull shit up. Easy, right? So I'm gonna do this, bring that bottom foot out, hold it up. Any questions? Alright, same thing, let's go back and forth with it. 1, 2, 3. I try to mention the self-defense part of this, guys. Be mindful of it as you're drilling this. Could you punch me in the face right now? Alright? If the answer is yes, cover your face up or be conscious of it. Okay? I teach a lot of like pure jiu-jitsu and pure sports jiu-jitsu, but I like to delve into the self-defense part of it. Cover your face. You don't have to worry about it if there's a posture. Shovel it in, throw it to the right hand side. So take your right here.
All the way your left, as far as you can.
In here.
And now
This
this
stuff
stuff
is
is
on
on
that
that
area
area
of
of
your
your
shoulder.
shoulder. So you use your elbow stand, pop over. Wrong way.
So we're going this way.
This, if it's on this side, you're going to, because you're going to use the elbow, is what's going to There it is. So sort of good. But so now what you're going to do is now this one was only grab the heel and you look I'm showing you where you're going right here. So
One leg of this knee,
so you're going to keep it over and you're going to capture this hand and you're going to kick your forward. So now you see how you got this.
see it start from that.
Okay. So now what we're going to do.
Turn on your side.
Get your shoulder. You're going to come here, and you're going to essentially go get all this stuff. And the goal is to go twist and you can get so good. Bring this up knee. You can get one. There it is. Go in there, and you're going to go forward this knee between your legs. Right, so that he's not doing it. Now you can dip out. Now he pushes back into you. Get all the way up there. Then you can get this knee shield. So now do this. Push against the knee. Shoulder. There you go. Shoulder. Right here. trust the process. How you build it slowly makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, trust the plan, I'm gonna go.
So the other one that, like I was saying, is always easier to move than being the other person. So you're trying to so it's easier for you to shift and keep it in place. And you're shifting that way. So you go in the way that you're like, if you're on one hip, you're going the same way. Look that way, you're going.
So which way you go?
There you go. This is all the way over the top. Yes, and the right hand. And now, you're all the way inside. Just in general, because if you're grabbing here, you can still use the like next. But if you've got this association like that, and you can just keep it around, and now his arm's stuck. So that's the other thing. In jiu-jitsu, like this, because if you let that, and things interested, they can pop. But one thing that I'm trying to do is always know.
one of my best offensive positions first. Okay? But if I'm just playing knee shield, the big thing I'm worried about is the ball. So I'll have both hands on the line. Okay? It sets up all kinds of other stuff for me. And I don't have to worry so much about him collapsing down with his chest. Right? Sometimes I want him to. But I want to go to full guard. The reason I said to get these grips so I can maintain this space right here. Right? Because if I try to go full guard from right here, and I come out right here, and I open up my guard, mine's just going to pass. Right? So if I frame up against his top, frame against his top, and I open up the guard, so I come out here, try to pass around, we're just gonna go inside. That's why it's important to get your guard. But look, I'm maintaining the space with these two frames. He's not cross facing me, he's not collapsing down with his chest. Alright? When I get this collar grip right here, I like to punch their collar. I like to actually feel their collarbone on my butt. I'm ready to 100 pounds. One, it's uncomfortable. Two, the chest can go anywhere without a collar. Right? Part of the whole thing. Right? So I'll push it here, bring the bottom right out, and then as he's pushing, I'll wait for him to push, and then I'll let him fall down like that. That way I have his posture. Alright? Any questions?
Starting from half guard, half guard knee shield, to transition your bottom leg into full guard, is there a second hip shield
So I like to push with this knee while I bring this out. I pull my knee into my chest. Alright? But I need to push this here. Like I said, I need to maintain all this space right now. And then as he starts to push, I'll let that knee shield come out so he falls down into my guard. Right? But yeah. So when I'm ready, I don't want to be balled up when I'm trying to bring this foot up. That ain't no fun. Alright? So I need to extend that knee shield. I know I've got short legs, so it's easy for me, right? But I still need to push against that. Alright? Another thing I saw people having issues with, and it's okay. This is a very weird move. It's the hip shot. I mean, all it is like a reverse hip escape. Right? So when I hip escape, I'm doing this right here, right? And I'm coming back up. When I want a hip shot, I'm going to go the opposite way. I pick my butt up with my feet, and I turn over like that. So here, up. Weird move. You just got to think, how can I go from my bottom end and make it my top? My left end or my right end? It's a weird move. But if you drill that, even like you're laying in bed every day, you're like, man, this side of my body's not comfortable anymore. Let me do a hip shovel to get comfortable on the other side of the body, and then fix that pillow and see. Alright? That's why I try to make it relatable. Everybody knows how they sleep. Nobody sleeps. Who always heard me say, don't be halfway on your back? Nobody else heard me say that? Right? Don't lay like this. Right? Do you sleep like that? If you do, you're a psychopath. And I'll see you on A&E murders. Right? You don't lay like this. You're either laying like this, or you're laying like this. Right? So, you're on your side, get on your side. I'd rather you be almost on the bed. Because if I'm down here like this, it doesn't take much for that person just to lay down, get my shoulders pinned to the mat, and then next thing you know, I'm getting smashed. But if I'm right here, my hips are not pinned, my shoulders are not. I'm in a good defensive spot. I've got both frames with my feet. I've got my arms framed against a crossface. If I'm like this, how are you going to prevent a crossface? Right? Does that make sense? So don't be halfway on your back. All the way on the side, or all the way on your back. Make sense?
Any other questions, guys? Can you show leg triangles?
Okay. From here, Ryan has collapsed knees. He did not like the bridge. So I'm going to scoop your foot. So I'm going to bring my foot right on top of his lateral mat. scrape his inner melon. And when I get here, I'm gonna try and right, that way if Ryan tries to pull out right here, we're just gonna be running around from him. So I've got his legs straight. Some people will call this a quarter dog, right? Where I just have the foot. But for now, just think, I want to track his foot, push the knee. From here, just like I said, I'm gonna pick my hips up, because look, I don't want his knee on the mat. His knee is heavy on the mat, and I can't do this hip shot, right? So that's why I need to stuff it down. Now look, his knee's no longer on the mat. See that? Who always having problems with their knee being down on the mat, and they're like, I cannot get my damn hips. Right? Shut it. Push it out. Now look, I've created that space myself. So right here, knee shield. Protect against the cross. Full guard. Here. Stand my knee shield. 3. Good. Good question. Any other questions, guys? So that's your homework for till Thursday. I don't want to hear Charlie saying, I actually does not do it. You know, you're going to come in and be like, listen, I was laying in bed, watching anime, 2 hours. I was just sitting there going back and forth. Alright? Yeah. Quiet down. Let's go. Alright, guys. There's questions. It's going to be just a lot coming back. 1, 2, 3.
What is the lateral radialis?
Your outer ankle, inner ankle. It's that bony part, right? So this is where your tibia comes down. This is where your fibula comes down to make your ankle girdle. Which goes into your tarsus, which goes into your metatarsus. This is your calcaneus. This is your gastrocnemius. Pretty fancy anatomy you can use. It's never injured. But I remember. As long as you push your knee down. Yeah, as long as okay. 606 represent, baby. Woo! Morehead. Anybody else? Morehead. It's a city, I promise. All right, guys, let's partner up. One person's going to be on the bottom, inbound. The other person's going to be on top, trying to get a submission. Person on bottom, you're just trying to defend, not escape. Alright? You're just worried about keeping those arms in, protecting the neck. Alright? So let's go ahead and turn back up. 1, 2, 3. So we know you guys don't know. It's okay, you have to rest. Keep going and say keep rest. Okay, I'll get started. Yeah. Load up.
That's all. I literally discussing here.
First one. Ready to go. Load it up. Come down into a good mountain position. Great, bind those legs in. Okay. I'm going to try that. Top person, you're going for choke or a key lock or Ezekiel or Americana or a smothered choke. There you go. You're in half or lower floor person. No, just keep going. Close down this one. Pull your hips. All right, Trish. Hey, Trish. Do Trish up. Very good. Y'all just keep your own stand. Don't use your body weight. There you go. Do one more. Scroll over and straight. Now she switches sides, so you switch the sides. Switch off the bottom. She starts to spin the wrist roll and then start grabbing the collar. Yeah, guys. If you're on top, there's a fin in their arms real tight. Start breaking it. You start to fin the toe. Back with the arm. Go. You got to put a quarter in the arm.
Or you feel like you can't, you do it.
I'm sorry. That's a good idea.
Sorry, I'm breathing in your space.
Switch off the bottom. This time the bottom person's going to escape here. Go ahead and load up. I want to see a good tight mount on top. I want grapevines in. I want to hear that bottom person go. Load up. Lay down there. Lay down. Go ahead and go. Bottom person can escape. Bottom person can escape. If you don't know any submissions from the top, just maintain the mount. There you go. Escaping is not mounting. Anything that is not mounting. Top person, just go up.
I just think use your elbow. Yeah, try to get like
You're halfway to the back. Halfway to the back. No, you go for submissions. Goes for submissions or maintain them. That's not mounting. Yeah. You go for a triangle from the top.
I missed that bit.
Switch, top and bottom. Good load up, grapevine. Grapevine those legs, flat. Grapevine, go. One step at a time, guys. Good. Good. He's got his hands down. Oh. Great arm. Shut up. Get those legs flat. Lower the legs good. Put your feet down. Bring your feet up and push against her. There you go. There you go. There you go. Sorry. That's a good way to do it. Yep. Keep that arm straight. Back down. Lock that arm up. Because then you can sweep away. Don't use your strength. Keep your breath. Bump, 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 bump. You're going for submissions from the top. Right? Ryan is doing what I said earlier. He's Not letting his arms get away from his midline, right? This is your center line. Close to your elbows are to it, stay from the arm, right? It's the second that it's the second that we come out here that I can go to the end of the lever and start isolating, right? Straight arms, lever. But the line's really heavy defending this right here, because I can start pushing this here, start grabbing the collar, right? Line eventually will not like this. That's when I trap this wrist 2-on-1 at the end of the lever, right? Now, we didn't go over this today, but Charlie maybe plays it, or maybe the next week, whenever we do offensive announcement. And whenever Ryan goes, they're like, oh shit, he's about to key lock me. Look at that, he gave me his back. Good. So that's all the chain does. You gotta think about, all right, I'm gonna do something, what can his reaction be? How can I react to his reaction? Then when he reacts to that reaction, what is my next reaction? Right? You have time whenever you're in top mount, don't get in a hurry. Right? Nobody's ever gonna make it, you're not gonna call stall. Right? From top mount. You can sit there and I don't know. Okay? But just take your time, breathe. If you feel like you're losing your position, get your weight back down. Don't ever be on your knees. Right? Unless you're in a high mount, it's more advanced class, not today. Okay? But mostly you want to be on your knees. Or off your knees. All your weight is in your hips, push it down against their hips with them. Okay? Everybody get a submission to it? Everybody get a stand down? Alright? Any questions about any of the mistakes we did today? Speak now, or hold it, so I'll answer anything. I'll answer any questions you got. Alright, let's go ahead and line up. You want to learn more submissions? I really want to. We got the Jiu-Jitsu open this weekend. Now I think there's a hard rock fight down in Bowling Green or this weekend or next weekend. Then we have the LFA promotion. We got two guys fighting now. We got Eden and Aaron. Amelia? You fight? Amelia's fighting. Be a good time. It's always fun. If you've never been to an MMA fight before, they are awesome. Right? It's a lot more high paced than like watching UFC where those guys are just there's a lot of action. It's great. There'll also be like, yeah, what did you say? LFA is here. It's gonna be in Freedom Hall, right? Yeah, here in Louisville. Not here in the gym. No. LFA is like a pretty big MMA. The Hard Rock promotion is going to be down in Bowling Green. Check the Facebook page, check Instagram, and in Discord. If anybody's not in Discord, wants to be in Discord, let me know. Any other questions?